Hey y'all, it's Fran with Into the Marvelous Light. Hello to all of you, all of God's beautiful children. Hello to all of the new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming over and fellowshipping with me. You are indeed marvelous lights. So let's shine our lights together. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We are family. I've got all my sisters and brothers with me so we can continue to talk about moving forward after narcissistic abuse and getting closer to the Lord Jesus Christ. Today, let's talk about how being mistreated by the narcissist is not an isolated thing. You are not going to be the only person that the narcissist will be mean to, the only person that they will bully or mistreat. You have probably witnessed the narcissist being a Mr. Paganini, a very meanie to another person. You've also probably witnessed them being a Rudy Patootie to someone else. You've probably seen the narcissist's fangs come out in multiple occasions. The narcissist will not just take your head off, they will take other people's head off in your presence. I've also seen the narcissist push people to the point of aggravation to where they're about to take the narcissist's head off. Narcissists have this real sense of entitlement and they really only think about having their way. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist or lived with a narcissist, you will know that the narcissists do a daily tuning of their voice. Me, 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 me. I. That is a song that they sing all day long. They are completely and utterly selfish, and they will be mean to others to get their selfish needs met. Narcissists are definitely not great people to do business with. They're not good people to do anything financially with. I can remember going to yard sales with the narcissist. It's what he loved to do because he felt like, he liked to get something for nothing, or he liked to pay the bare minimum for things. He liked to be a collector of things to inflate his ego. So he would go around to yard sales. He would drag me to yard sales. A lot of times I didn't want to go. And then when he got to the yard sales, he would completely haggle the owners over their prices. He would tell them what he wanted to pay for them. And then he would tell them why they shouldn't be charging X, Y, and Z dollars for whatever they were selling. Now, most of us, if we don't agree with the price, we will just walk away. We won't purchase the item. But a narcissist, they are going to sit there and haggle and fuss and complain and do all of the things to get their way. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes a narcissist can run into the right yard sale lady and she will chew him up and have the narcissist walking off. My narcissistic ex-husband, aka Segundo, was a person that didn't really like to hold down a job. He didn't like to keep a job. So he would do odd jobs or gigs and things like that to make money. And these little gigs used to be something like mowing grass or washing cars. And a lot of times when he would, wash people's cars or cut their grass, he would cut corners, take shortcuts, and get over on people as they like to do. But at the same time, charge their eyeballs out. And he had a few customers that weren't going for that. He ran into people that were particular about the way that they wanted things done, and they wouldn't pay him until it was done. He also ran into people that would straight up tell him, hey, you told me one price up front and now you're charging me something else. What's up with that? So he would get into literal spats and arguments and blowouts with these people, over the way that he tried to mistreat them and over the way that he tried to get over on them. He would have these blowouts with these people and come home and talk to me about it. And he always wanted me to be on his side. And I wasn't. I just told him the straight up truth. You should treat people how you want to be treated. You should be fair. You should be professional if you're running a business. I told him all these things. He would sit over there and sulk and pout and be mad that I wasn't on his side, but the truth is the truth. He would have customers to tell him to hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. The customers never wanted to see his face again. He was so low down and dirty to one customer that customer told him, I'm going to pray for you. And the narcissist was so outdone with himself over that comment. And he asked me about it, and I straight up told him, the customer's right. You shouldn't have done that. And although the narcissist will wrestle and tussle with your truth, in the end, they won't accept it. Their ego will not allow them to accept the fact that they were wrong. The narcissists feel like they are perfect. They can do no wrong. It's never their fault. They're never going to take responsibility for mistreating others or being mean to others. They will just brush it off as, oh, that's your opinion, and leave it at that. The narcissist does not discriminate on who they will be mean to. They will be mean to dogs and babies. My personal experience with the narcissist, being married to one for 14 years, he would literally torture our dogs. He would pinch on them. He would pull their fur. He would hold their snouts closed to where they couldn't open it. He did lots of cruel things like that. He would withhold food from the dogs. He would tease them with food and aggravate them and anger them. And it got to the point to where one of my dogs, when the narcissist would call him, the dog refused to come and the dog would come to me. And the narcissist said, oh, that dog must be hard of hearing. No, the dog just doesn't trust you, doesn't like you, and doesn't want to deal with you. Much like myself. Narcissists will be mean and even a threat to newborn babies. I remember coming home from the hospital after delivering our son, and I was in a lot of pain. I had stitches everywhere. I could barely move. I could barely walk. And I was sitting on the couch holding our newborn son. And the narcissist reared back to punch me while I was holding our son. All I could do was hold the child as firmly as I could, but away from my face. Pray and holler out to the neighbors. And thankfully, the narcissist didn't punch me that time, but it just made me aware of how cruel they can be, how much of a disregard they have for the life and the safety of even their own child. And something as precious as a newborn baby. This wouldn't be the first time that the narcissist would endanger our child. On another occasion where the child was 4 years old, the narcissist picked up the child in one arm and punched me with his other arm in my face in front of our son. So, further let me know. The narcissist doesn't care about anyone, doesn't care about his wife, doesn't care about his own child. They have a soulless, lifeless body. I've also witnessed the narcissists be really mean to their own family members, really mean to their immediate family members. The narcissist had a elderly, aging grandmother that lived another state over. And every time his parents went to go visit the grandma would always ask about the narcissist and ask if he could come to see her. And he never would. And it wasn't until the grandmother passed away that the narcissist traveled to go to her funeral and arrived late at the funeral and even helped to carry her casket. And I was invited to see the grandma before she passed away. And I too was putting it off because I was waiting for the narcissist so we can go as a family. I didn't want to just show up as like I was a single mom with our newly born baby to go see her. But finally, the spirit told me to go ahead and go. And I went without my husband. And I went and let her see her great-grandson before she passed away. And I'm very thankful and grateful that that was able to happen. She got a chance to hold her great-grandson, although her actual grandson wouldn't show up to get a hug. It grieved me that the narcissist never went to see his grandma before she passed away. I couldn't imagine doing that. But I also don't understand why it never grieved the narcissist. Matthew 17:17. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? The word wicked refers to corrupt morals, evil deeds, and a lack of righteousness. And anything that is perverse is a deviation from what is right, what is straight, and what is normal. It is a character and an attitude that is twisted and distorted, contrary to the will of God. And this is what accurately describes a narcissist. Acts 2:20 tells us that we should save ourselves from this crooked generation. We shall stay far away from those people who have rejected the gospel. Narcissists downright refuse to acknowledge anything that is good and acceptable unto Christ. Colossians 3:10 tells us to rid ourselves of such things as anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language. And we know that the narcissist is full of these things. So what that means to us is we need to rid ourselves of narcissists, stay far, far away from them. The narcissist doesn't know anything about being kind to others, and that is where we come in. We have to make sure that we continue to be kind to others. Don't let the narcissist's mistreatment take away your kindness. Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace to the hearers. The narcissist knows nothing about giving grace to others. They have no patience. They have no tolerance. They have no compassion. No matter how bad you've been mistreated by a narcissist, how much hurt they've brought to you, let grace continue to live in your heart. Let grace follow you wherever you go. Let grace be in your words. Let grace be in your actions. Shine the light of grace on yourself. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be mistreated by a narcissist. Give yourself grace to learn the lesson, the grace to move forward, the grace to continue to do your best in life, the grace to be forgiven, and the grace to walk on towards your freedom, the grace to walk into the marvelous light.